10-Minute Jazz Lesson Podcast, episode 54. Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 54 of the 10-Minute Jazz Lesson Podcast. My name is Nick Manella. I am the creator and host of the show, and I will be guiding through yet another short and concise jazz lesson, complete with downloadable PDFs, which you can find at our website, 10minutejazzlesson.com. That's the number 10minutejazzlesson.com. Hey, are you looking for a great way to support the podcast? Well, go onto our website, click on the Inner Circle tab, and you will find an awesome way to give us a small amount of money every month and get something great in return. You will get a full transcription from a different artist every single month. And what I do is I pull out all of the useful information from that transcription and give you a ready-made vocabulary list along with a complete analysis of the tune every single month. So you knew that you're doing your part to keep the podcast going, and you're also getting a fantastic transcription from an amazing artist every single month. And I want to let you know, until the end of May, we are still doing our introductory pricing, so you can still get in on the Inner Circle for $5 a month. Then on June 1st, it's going to go up to $10. So make sure that you get in. Once you're locked in at $5, you're locked in at $5 for good. So if you get in before the end of May, you get that $5 price from now until forever. But if you wait and you sleep on it till June 1st, it's going to go up to $10, unfortunately. So please support the podcast and show us some love by joining the Inner Circle. We've got a ton of members at this point, and I've been getting great feedback from everybody. So go and sign up today. Hey, we were also wondering if you are a fan on Facebook, if you could leave us a 5-star review on our Facebook page. We're really trying to get some more people to gravitate towards that Facebook page, and your review will help us immensely. All right, let's get into the episode for today. So today we're going to be talking about one of the quintessential things to learn over major chords and dominant chords, and this is the Lydian Mode. Now, there's been entire volumes dedicated to this mode because in jazz, it's one of the most useful sounds that we can use. So let's talk about what it is first. First of all, what is the Lydian Mode? Well, if you've studied modes, I'm guessing that you actually know what the Lydian Mode is already. But if you haven't studied modes, basically what modes are is, let's take a G major scale, all right? Each degree of the G major scale signifies a different mode. So the major scale is called the Ionian Mode. So that would be if you played from G to G with an F sharp. Now, if you move up to an A and you played from an A to A with an F sharp, that would be called the Dorian Mode, right? If you moved up to a B and you played from B to B with an F sharp, that would be the Phrygian Mode. And the one that we're going to study today is based off of the 4th mode of the major scale. So if you were to take a C scale, play from C to C, but do it with an F sharp, so play from C to C with the key signature of a G major scale, that would be called the Lydian Mode, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today, all right? Now, this works particularly well over major 7 chords, and that's what we're going to be talking about today because I find that that's the most useful place to insert the Lydian Mode. All right, so let's think about a C major scale with an F sharp in it. So basically what we're doing is the only thing that we're changing from the regular C major scale with no sharps and no flats is we are raising the 4th degree. So we're taking a C major scale, and instead of playing an F natural, we're playing an F sharp in its place. Now, over a major chord, this sharp 11 or sharp 4, whatever you want to call it, is an awesome sound over a major 7 chord. It gives us some tension. It gives us a little bit of an unexpected sound instead of playing that regular 4, which is not a very good note anyways. Nobody really hangs out on the regular 4 or 11 over a major chord, because it really doesn't sound very good. But as soon as we sharp that and make it the sharp 11, now we have this super interesting note that actually gives us this really cool tension and sounds pretty amazing. So the first thing I'd like to do for you is just play the Lydian scale. So I'm going to be playing the Concert C Lydian scale. Here's what this sounds like. It sounds pretty close to a major scale. The only altered note that we're playing is that sharp 4. So it's a nice way to kind of play off of your regular major scale, but add one really, really super interesting note. Now, I think that the best way to structure starting to learn how to play over the Lydian mode is by using a triad pair. Because as we've talked about in the past on this show, the quickest and easiest way to outline a tonality is by playing a triad. So the triad pair that results from the Lydian scale is going to be a major triad on the root, so a concert C major triad, and then a concert D major triad, because let's think about what's in a concert D major triad. So we have a D, which is the 9. We have the F sharp, which is that sharp 11, the note that makes it Lydian. And then we have an A, which is the 13 over a C major chord. So all of these notes work beautifully, and it's going to really draw the ear from the key of C to the key of D, back to the key of C, back to the key of D, and back and forth. And this is a much clearer way than just kind of, futzing around with the C Lydian scale. I like to make things clear. I don't know, maybe I'm just not very smart, but I like to make things very clear, and I think this is the way to make it the clearest possible to start to get your ears in that Lydian sound and kind of let your listeners know that you're playing in a Lydian mode, but doing so with a triad pair. So you can do this in any key by simply playing the root triad and then playing the triad based off of the 9th or the 2nd of the scale, and that will give you that Lydian sound. This not only works over major chords, it also works over dominant chords as well, pure dominant chords. But today we're just going to be focusing on the major chord. You can practice this stuff over the dominant chord on your own. So check out what a simple exercise you could do using both of these triads would sound like. And if you've never heard this before, this will be a brand new sound for you. I think you're really going to like it. This is the first exercise you should work on to get this triad pair underneath your fingers and into your ears. Kind of a cool sound, isn't it? It's really rapidly changing between those two keys, and we do get that sense of Lydian just from the triad pair. So you could do a million different exercises with this. You could do the two triads in triplets. You can do them ascending. You can do them descending. You can do them alternating back and forth between ascending and descending. It's going to take a little bit of creativity and work on your part in order to come up with a bunch of different ways to get the triads on your fingers. And of course, if you want full access to all this stuff, you've got to practice it in all 12 keys, but take your time. Start with one key and then work your way up towards multiple other keys. So what I've done for the last exercise this week is just written out a little 8-bar phrase that is demonstrating how you can get the Lydian sound into your playing. Now, every time I'm basically using the Lydian sound, I'm using it in terms of a triad pair. So I do have some scale stuff. I have written some scalar material in these 8 bars, but you'll hear a lot of the triad pairs in there. So make sure you take the third exercise and you analyze it and break it down. And this might be a great way to start to get it into your playing, is write out a couple of your own 8-bar phrases, and then eventually you'll feel comfortable to actually pull this stuff off on the fly. So here's exercise number 3, a little short 8-bar phrase that demonstrates this stuff. So what I want you to strive to hear is where I'm switching from C to D and utilizing that Lydian mode. So this is really important. This will give you that great modern sound over the major chords. Stepping a little bit outside of the bebop world and kind of going more into that modern world, you get this kind of sound. And once you can hear it, you'll hear it all over the place on all of your favorite recordings. So many musicians do this. So make sure you go and grab the PDF for this week. I think this will be tremendously helpful for you. And that about does it for this week. So make sure you go and get in on your $5 pricing for the Inner Circle before that price goes up. And if you are a fan of us on Facebook, if you could leave us a 5-star review, that would be excellent. We'll definitely give you a shout out on the show because we really appreciate that. And if you don't like us on Facebook, you can find us at 10 Minute Jazz on Facebook. So go and look that up. Give us a like. We post everything on there, as well as some cool articles throughout the week and even some ear training quizzes. All right, everybody. We will see you next week with a brand new episode. Have a good one.